Hello there, once again, world of YouTube, and all of the nobody that watches my videos at all. However, I'm hoping that if I, put enough, eventually somebody's going to recognize it, and there'll be a lot of content there for them to see. I need my hat. Come here, hat. I figured since I haven't posted for quite some time, I'd go ahead and start posting some more. Wow, this lighting is absolutely terrible in this room. Let's see, where would be the best place for this? Oh, that is awful. Alright, there's no good options. Right here. Right here in this general area will be fine. I have some backyard breach videos uploading right now. Not that anyone ever cares. Ever. But while that uploads, I got some time to kill. So I have a list here of stories. I had a much larger list somewhere, but I have no idea where that list ran off to. I put a lot of stuff on that list though. Like it was in a notebook that actually had a lot of work in it too. I gotta find that notebook. That's actually kind of essential. Maybe I should be doing that instead of telling these stories, but I'm telling these stories anyway. First story I want to talk about is something that pops up in my mind very often. It's something I'm not proud of. Honestly, I'm kind of ashamed of it. Like looking at myself on this camera, I just kind of look at myself and I'm like, man, you're garbage. You are probably the worst type of garbage this planet has to offer. And one of the things that comes to memory negatively, one of the negative things that come to memory is back in, I want to say 6th grade, my math teacher put on a contest. There were 7 periods for each class, and I think I was like 4th period for this guy's math class. So he put on a contest for each of his periods. That didn't quite come out right. And what happened was, it was a 1-week contest with different tasks each week. And my team just so happened to be like, neck and neck with this other team. We were almost at first place. Almost there. We were right on that line. Well, what happened was a buddy of mine in the lunchroom had tipped me off for the answer to the trivia question, which was obviously a math question. And so I remember sitting there inside this math class, and I looked over to my team and I said, hey guys, a buddy of mine gave me the answer for this final question. And they didn't respond to it so well. They were like, hey dude, we don't want to cheat. And there were other guys that were like, hey, we kind of want to hear this. There's a lot at stake here. It's a contest. We'll be famous if we win. Even talking about it now, I could just like feel the enthusiasm completely drained from my body, because I'm so deeply ashamed with what I've done. I don't know why. I've done way worse things than just say, hey, I have the answer to this question. I just feel terribly, deeply ashamed for this. Like, whenever I think about myself, I try to think, at least to some aspect, that I'm better than that. Live and learn. I guess that's all we can do. But I tell my buddies in my team, hey, I got the answer. And then eventually they just start to ignore me, like, are you guys can hear me, right? And then, the team that was next to us, they're like, dude, everyone can hear you. And then the teacher comes walking over and he's like, hey, what are y'all talking about? And we all go silent. No one decides to talk. We all shut the hell up. And he's like, so what are y'all talking about over here? We all just continue to stay silent. Now me and my endless knowledge, that deserves a face palm. Me and my endless knowledge, I decide to myself, how the hell do I get out of this hot water and get off this scene? So I decide to myself to come up with a completely bogus answer, like, The answer to this camera decides to stop for no reason. The answer to the question was 19. I remember that very vividly. Well, what I did was, after staring at this question for a couple of seconds, I blurred out, the answer is 17, although I knew it wasn't. The answer is 17. It's very clear. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. I figure I may as well make myself appear like an idiot rather than, make myself appear like I was James Bond, basically, trying to smuggle the answer into the classroom. Although I think I kind of appeared to be both. I probably had the same outlook view as someone who was caught trying to smuggle drugs into the United States and did it very stupidly, and then tried to say, oh, those aren't mine, I've never seen those before, despite the fact that they are literally in the backseat of his car taking up everywhere. It just didn't work out. To this day, I regret that decision, and I've definitely learned a lot from it, that I can say for sure. But it still pops up in my mind. I still sit here and think to myself, wow, that is absolutely terrible. Why would you do something like that? Unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do to make up for it. It's actually to the point to where I've thought about driving myself across the state of Florida, which I've done many times, just to see this teacher so I can say, hey, if you remember me and you remember this, I apologize. And I kind of think, just from that line of reasoning, that I could possibly make him feel awkward doing that. Anyway, audience, I have a lot of stories. Everyone has a lot of stories. I'm no exception. If you want to see more, like, subscribe, and share. But do me a favor, try to learn something from this video, and have a nice day.